Entry number 001. The Green Children of Woolpit. Woolpit is a small village in Suffolk, in the east of England, nestled between Berry Street, Edmonds, and Stowmarket. Quiet farmland today, but in the 12th century, something truly strange was recorded here. 2 children appeared. They were disoriented. Their clothes were unfamiliar. They spoke no known language, and their skin was completely green. This isn't folklore. It's a case recorded by 2 separate medieval historians, William of Newburgh and Ralph of Coggeshall, both respected chroniclers of their time. The story takes place in Woolpit, Suffolk, likely during the reign of either King Stephen or Henry II, sometime in the mid to late 1100s. The earliest telling of the story was recorded in the Historia Rerum Anglicarum by William of Newburgh, written in the late 12th century, likely around 1189. William states the event happened during the reign of King Stephen, 1135 to 1154, though he also says the story was not a very old one when he wrote it, so possibly within a few decades before he recorded it. 2 children, a boy and a girl, were discovered by harvesters near a pit designed to trap wolves, which the town was named after. They were crying, confused, and their skin had a green hue, although there is no description of exactly what hue of green their skin was, so that part is left up to the imagination. They were brought to the home of a local landowner, Sir Richard de Conn, who tried to care for them. Not much is known about Sir Richard, and his part in the story is only mentioned in the second telling of the story, recorded by Ralph of Coggeshall in the Chronicon Anglicanum circa 1220, which is considered the most detailed early account. The children refused to eat any food until they saw broad beans, also called fava beans in some countries, raw straight from the stalk. It was the only thing they would touch. Eventually, the children started to adjust to normal food. Their green skin began to fade, but only one of them survived to live a normal life. The boy became ill and died shortly after being baptized and before adapting to the new diet or learning English. The girl, however, recovered and began to learn English. When asked where they had come from, she gave an answer that only deepened the mystery. She said they came from a place called St. Martin's Land, a twilight world where the sun never shone and everything was dim. Everyone there, she claimed, had green skin, and across a great river they could see a land of light, but they could never reach it. So what really happened? Over the centuries, scholars and researchers have proposed several rational explanations for the event. The medical theory was chlorosis. Some believe the children were suffering from chlorosis, a severe form of iron deficiency anemia, once known as green sickness, which can give skin a pale, greenish hue, but this theory clashes with the girl stating everyone where she was from had green skin, although I suppose it's possible that an entire village had iron deficiency, although it's pretty unlikely. There was also the Flemish refugee theory, which suggested the children were orphans of Flemish immigrants, possibly fleeing war or persecution. Flemish immigrants in the 12th century would have come from a region historically known as Flanders, which covered parts of what is now northern Belgium, parts of northern France, especially around Lille and Dunkirk, and southwestern Netherlands. A major battle, the Battle of Fornham, occurred in the region in 1173. The children may have been hiding in the woods for days. Their unusual clothing and language could have simply been Flemish dialects or Old Dutch, which was unfamiliar to the villagers of Woolpit, but yet again this doesn't explain the green skin. Some believe it may be allegory or folklore, assuming the story was meant as a moral or religious allegory, representing spiritual rebirth, liminal spaces, or divine intervention. But there's no firm evidence to say the story wasn't believed at the time. According to Ralph of Coggeshall, the girl lived a normal life and was married to a man at King's Lynn, a port town in Norfolk. But there was no name recorded for her, and that is all the information recorded as far as what happened to her. Today, Woolpit has a decorative village sign that actually features the 2 green children as part of its design. It shows a boy and girl holding hands, clearly green, standing near a stylized wolf trap, referencing both the legend and the village's name origin, Woolpit. Local guides, folklore tours, and historical websites often mention the story when covering Woolpit's history. Over the years, the story has taken on a life of its own, reimagined in science fiction as alien visitors, interdimensional travelers, or children from a world beneath our own. But the original account remains: two children, green of skin, appearing suddenly in 12th century England, with no explanation. Whatever the truth behind the Green Children, the case remains one of the most well-documented and puzzling anomalies of medieval Europe. A moment when two lives, and perhaps an entire hidden world, briefly crossed into the record, and then disappeared again. This has been the Odd Index, a growing archive of the world's strangest verified facts and mysteries. Subscribe for the next entry, because truth doesn't always look the way we expect it to.